How do you trap a man who was never afraid of cages to begin with? What if your prison bars were nothing more than a puzzle to him? Just another thing to study, to decode, to beat. This isn't a movie script. This isn't fiction. This is the real story of Yoshie Shiratori, a man who escaped from 4 different prisons in Japan between 1936 and 1947. And every time he did it in a new, impossible way. No violence, no gang, just him and his mind. He wasn't a monster, he wasn't a killer, but once the system labeled him a criminal, it tried to bury him. That's when he started breaking out. His first prison was Aomori, cold, cramped. The guards were brutal. His sentence? Life. They said he murdered a man, though later, even that would be questioned, but none of that mattered to him. All he could see were patterns, guard shifts, loose floorboards, screws covered in rust, every detail stuck in his head like a blueprint. Then one night, he used a broken piece of wire, smuggled in secretly, hidden in his food, to pick the lock on his handcuffs. He used miso soup to corrode the door's metal hinges. Bit by bit, day by day, he weakened the frame until it just gave way. Then, he slipped out and vanished. The guards were stunned, but it wouldn't be the last time they saw him. They caught him again, but this time they were ready. They sent him to a higher security prison in Akita. No tools, no hiding spots. They stripped him of everything, locked him in a specially reinforced cell, and cuffed him 24/7. Even the food was passed through a narrow slot, but Shiratori didn't give up. He studied the ceiling, he watched the guards, he waited. Then, somehow, he dislocated both shoulders, squeezed through a tiny vent in the ceiling, and climbed up the wall like a shadow. Rain poured outside. The guards thought no one could survive in that weather. They were wrong. He escaped again. Barsaur, foot, cold, bleeding, but free. The news spread like wildfire. Was this man a genius? A threat? A ghost? The public was divided. Some feared him, some admired him, but the government was humiliated. Again, they captured him. Again, they locked him up. This time in Abashiri prison, the coldest, harshest in all of Japan. It was known for breaking spirits, solitary confinement, ice-covered bars. He was locked in a tiny concrete box with a high ceiling, hands and feet bound with heavy metal cuffs. They checked on him constantly. No furniture, no tools, no way out. And yet, he waited. Every day he tested the bolts with his fingers. He studied the metal plate in the ceiling. Months passed. Then, one night, he made his move. He picked the cuffs using the wire from a heating grate. He climbed the walls using his bare hands, and once again, he disappeared. Gone, just like that. The guards were speechless. He had nothing. He had no help, just a quiet mind and the patience of a man who refused to break. After the third escape, he was finally captured again. But this time, something had changed. They didn't send him to another brutal prison. Instead, they placed him in a more modern facility, and something unexpected happened. He didn't try to escape, not once. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he saw a sliver of humanity in the new guards. Or maybe he just wanted someone to finally listen. In 1947, after years of running, hiding, escaping, and surviving, Yoshie Shiratori was released from prison. And the strangest part of all? He went on to live a quiet life. No more crime, no more tricks, just peace. He died in 1979. But his legacy, it's still alive in Japan. Statues were built, books were written. He's remembered not as a violent man, but as the one man who proved that sometimes the system doesn't hold the key. That sometimes the strongest weapon is not a fist or a knife, but a mind that refuses to be caged. Yoshie Shiratori didn't break out of 4 prisons just to be free. He broke out to show the world that he was still human, even when the world tried to forget it.